The morning mist clung to Lake Tranquility, shrouding the world in an ethereal silence. Birds chirped. A lone fisherman cast his line, hoping for a catch. Suddenly, a splash. Not the playful leap of a fish, but a heavy thud. Something large broke the water's surface.
The fisherman steered his boat closer, heart pounding. It was a suitcase bobbing gently, its contents a mystery.
Curiosity battling apprehension, the fisherman fished the suitcase out. It was heavy, ominously silent. He fumbled with the latches, a growing unease gripping him. The stench hit him first, then the sight. A young woman, her skin pale, her eyes forever closed, lay curled inside. He dropped the suitcase, the sound a sharp crack against the morning quiet. In that moment, the serenity of Lake Tranquility was shattered. The fisherman scrambled for his phone, his call a desperate plea for help. Sirens wailed, shattering the stillness. Police cars, their lights flashing, converged on the once peaceful lake. The yellow tape went up, holding back the growing crowd of onlookers.
Detectives, their faces grim, examined the suitcase. It was a cheap, nondescript thing offering no clue to its owner. Inside, along with the body, they found a single chilling item, a class photo, its edges blurred with water damage.
The victim was identified as Haruko Kuroki, a 22-year-old with a bright smile frozen in time in the class picture. Detectives worked feverishly. Who was this young woman? And who would go to such lengths to conceal her death? The investigation was just beginning, every piece of evidence a potential key to unlocking the mystery of Haruko Kuroki's fate. The clock was ticking. Haruko Kuroki, they soon learned, was a dreamer. She worked at the local bakery, her days filled with the sweet aroma of bread and the laughter of her colleagues. But her real passion lay in her sketchbook. She dreamed of escaping the confines of their small town, of attending art school, of seeing her name on a gallery wall.
She was saving every penny, her determination burning bright. Her friends described her as kind, always ready with a helping hand and a listening ear. Her family, heartbroken, spoke of her infectious laughter and her unwavering optimism.
Who would want to harm someone so full of life, someone with so much promise? The detectives vowed to find answers, to bring Haruko Kuroki killer to justice. Suspicion immediately fell on Mark, Haruko's ex-boyfriend. They had recently broken up, the split messy, fueled by rumors of infidelity and heated arguments.
The detectives interrogated Mark. He was distraught, tears streaming down his face as he proclaimed his innocence. He admitted to their fights, to still being in love with Haruko, but vehemently denied any involvement in her death.
His alibi checked out. He was out of state, visiting family at the time of Haruko's disappearance. The detectives, initially convinced of his guilt, were forced to look elsewhere. The investigation stalled, the trail growing colder with each passing day. Haruko's killer, it seemed, had vanished without a trace. Weeks turned into months. The investigation, once a whirlwind of activity, slowed to a crawl.
Just when all hope seemed lost, a breakthrough.
A lab report revealed traces of a rare, exotic flower on Haruko's clothing. This flower, the detectives learned, was not native to their region. In fact, it was only sold in one place. A small, independent florist on the outskirts of town.
And the owner of that florist?
Olivia, Haruko's closest friend.
Olivia, the one who organized candlelight vigils, who baked casseroles for Haruko's grieving family, who cried the most heartfelt tears at her funeral. The detectives were stunned. Could this seemingly kind, compassionate woman be responsible for Haruko's death? They had to be sure. They needed proof. Olivia was brought in for questioning, her demeanor shifting from shock to defiance. The green-eyed monster.
I didn't do anything, I swear.
Under the weight of the evidence, Olivia finally broke. But the evidence was mounting. The flowers, inconsistencies in her alibi, a single earring matching the one found clutched in Haruko's hand. At first, she denied everything.
All right, I did it.
Her confession was a chilling whisper, a mix of remorse and chilling detachment.
I couldn't stand it.
She described luring Haruko to her apartment, an argument escalating into a physical altercation, ending with Haruko's lifeless body on the floor.
We argued and I lost control.
Panic-stricken, she had stuffed Haruko's body into a suitcase, driving to the lake in the dead of night, praying the water would swallow her secret forever.
I thought if I could just get rid of her, no one would ever know.
Justice and grief. Olivia's trial was a media spectacle. The prosecution presented a compelling case, detailing the evidence and Olivia's confession. The defense, grasping at straws, attempted to paint Olivia as a victim, driven to the brink by Haruko's alleged manipulation.
She manipulated me. I was just trying to protect myself.
The jury, however, was unswayed. They found Olivia guilty of murder. She was sentenced to life in prison, her freedom, her future, forfeit.
I never meant for this to happen.
Justice, it seemed, had been served. But for Haruko's family and friends, the pain remained. Their grief was a raw, open wound. The loss of their beloved Haruko, a constant ache. The community, once a picture of small-town tranquility, was left reeling. The truth, when it finally emerged, was far more sinister, far more heartbreaking than anyone could have imagined. Remembering Haruko. Lake Tranquility, once a place of peace, was now forever linked to tragedy. But amidst the sorrow, Haruko's memory lived on. Her family established a scholarship in her name, helping aspiring young artists pursue their dreams.
I always wanted to help others find their path to share the joy of creating.
Her artwork, once confined to her sketchbook, was displayed in the local gallery, a testament to her talent and her unfulfilled potential. The community, slowly, began to heal. They remembered Haruko not for how she died, but for how she lived, with kindness, with laughter, with a heart full of dreams.
I hope my art brings a bit of light into the world, even when I'm gone.
They vowed to honor her memory by embracing compassion, by supporting one another, by ensuring that such a tragedy would never again darken their doorstep. A call for awareness. Haruko Kuroki's story is a stark reminder that darkness can lurk even in the most unexpected places. It highlights the devastating consequences of envy, the fragility of life, and the importance of cherishing every moment. As you listen to this podcast, I urge you to reflect on Haruko's story. Reach out to your loved ones, let go of grudges, embrace kindness, and if you ever see something that seems amiss, speak up. Your voice could save a life. Haruko's light may have been extinguished, but her story continues to shine a light on the importance of love, compassion, and vigilance.